Good evening and welcome to the 2024 presidential election. We have the incumbent president Joe Biden who will be facing off the former president Donald Trump. Taking a look at the preferred candidate for president, Joe Biden is slightly more preferred to be president than his opponent Donald Trump by just 1%. And now taking a look at the approval rating of Joe Biden, he is underwater by a net negative 17%, one of the most unpopular presidents of all time. He's disapproved of by 56%, and he's only approved of by 38%. Meanwhile, as his opponent Donald Trump is underwater by negative 13 percentage points. Donald Trump is only approved of by 41%, and he's disapproved of by 54%. And now we have polls out of Georgia. Georgia polling suggests that Donald Trump is a slight favorite to win this state. And now polls out of Arizona suggest Donald Trump is also slightly favored to win this state as well. And now polls out of Wisconsin suggest that Joe Biden is the narrow favorite in this state. And now we have our first batch of poll closing 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time from these states. Kentucky's 8 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. No surprise here. Safe Republican state, as well as Indiana's 11 electoral votes. South Carolina's 9 electoral votes will be added to Donald Trump's column. Now, out of Vermont, this will be the first state for Joe Biden with its 3 electoral votes. No surprise here. And now an update on the swing state of Georgia. 16 electoral votes. It's currently too early to call with just 12% in. Joe Biden holds a double-digit lead, but keep in mind too early to call. And now out of Virginia with its 13 electoral votes, incumbent President Joe Biden will win the state of Virginia by 7 percentage points, 53% to Donald Trump's 46%. And now our 7:30 p.m. poll closings from these states. West Virginia's 4 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. No surprise here. Safest Republican state. And now out of North Carolina, another battleground state we will be keeping a close eye on. Too early to call, 23% in. Joe Biden holds a lead of 10%, but keep in mind, it is too early to call. And now out of Ohio, 17 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump's column. No surprise here. And now an update on the race to 270. 49 electoral votes for Donald Trump, and Joe Biden is at 16. We now have our 8 o'clock p.m. poll closings Eastern time from these states. Oklahoma's 7 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. We now can project Tennessee, 11 electoral votes. Polls are now closed in the state of Mississippi. No surprise here, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump will win Alabama's 9 electoral votes, as well as Missouri's 10 electoral votes. Another update on the swing state of Georgia, a must-win for Donald Trump. Remains too early to call, 28% in. Joe Biden is in the lead. We have a major projection out of the first swing state we now can call the state of Florida with its 30 electoral votes, a must-win for Donald Trump. And guess what? He has won the state of Florida. Donald Trump is the projected winner by 8 percentage points. He will win by 54% to Joe Biden's 46%. This is now officially the first swing state we now can make a projection for Donald Trump. And now out of Maine, 1 out of the 4 electoral votes, meaning Maine's 2nd congressional district, will be won by Donald Trump. And now out of the District of Columbia, 3 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the winner. No surprise here. Joe Biden will win Massachusetts' 11 electoral votes. Polls have now closed in Illinois. 19 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden's column. Another update on the swing state of North Carolina, another must-win for Donald Trump. Too early to call, 41% in. Joe Biden remains in the lead, but it is narrowing at the moment. And now Maryland's 10 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. No surprise here. Out of Delaware, incumbent President Joe Biden will win its 3 electoral votes. Polls are now closed in New Jersey's 14 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden. Joe Biden will win Connecticut's 7 electoral votes, as well as the state of Rhode Island with its 4 electoral votes. And as we all know, Joe Biden will win Maine 3 out of the 4 congressional districts, while Donald Trump does get that 1 district, which is the 2nd congressional district in Maine. And then too early to call, as of Pennsylvania, a Rust Belt state, this is a must-win for Joe Biden. 44% in. Donald Trump remains in the lead at the moment, but keep in mind it is still too early to call. And out of New Hampshire, it remains too close to call, actually. 48% in. Joe Biden is in the lead, but keep in mind too close to call. We cannot make a projection just yet. Another update on the race to 270. 123 electoral votes for Donald Trump, and Joe Biden remains trailing at just 90 electoral votes. We now have our 8:30 p.m. poll closings from just 1 state. Arkansas, 6 electoral votes, and no surprise here, Donald Trump is the projected winner in this state. And now another update on Georgia. Too early to call, 47% in. Joe Biden remains in the lead, but it is narrowing. And now out of North Carolina, another update on this swing state. Too close to call, 54% in. It is now a tie at 46%. And now another update on the map to 270. Donald Trump expands his lead at 129 electoral votes, and Joe Biden stays at just 90 electoral votes. We now have our 9 o'clock p.m. poll closings Eastern time from a big batch of states. South Dakota, 3 electoral votes, Donald Trump will win this state, as well as Wyoming's 3 electoral votes, and North Dakota's 3 electoral votes. Polls have now closed in the state of Louisiana. 8 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump, and as well as Nebraska's 4 out of the 5 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump, and Nebraska's 2nd congressional district will be going to Joe Biden. And now another update on Georgia. Too close to call. 59% of the estimated vote is in. It is now a dead tie at 46.5% to 46.5%. This is extremely close. We cannot make a projection just yet. And now Kansas's 6 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. No surprise here. New York, its 28 electoral votes will be won by incumbent President Joe Biden. We now have a major projection out of the swing state of North Carolina. With its 16 electoral votes, we now can project that North Carolina will be won by Donald Trump. He will win it for his 3rd time in a row. It will go to him by nearly 2 percentage points. 82% of the estimated vote is in. Donald Trump will win North Carolina by 51% to Joe Biden's 49%. This is also a must-win for Donald Trump, just like Florida, and he has won the state of North Carolina. And now Colorado's 10 electoral votes, we now can call the race of Colorado for Joe Biden. We now can make a projection for New Hampshire, a must-win for Joe Biden, and he has won the state of New Hampshire. 4 electoral votes, Joe Biden is projected winner in the state of New Hampshire. He will win the state by nearly 4 percentage points. And now another update on the Sunbelt state of Texas. 65% in, Joe Biden is in the lead, but keep in mind a lot of counties have not been called yet. And now New Mexico's 5 electoral votes, no surprise here, incumbent President Joe Biden will win this state. An update on the Sunbelt state of Arizona. 66% in. This is a must-win for Donald Trump if he wants to win the election. Joe Biden holds a double-digit lead, but keep in mind it is too early to call. And now out of Minnesota, with its 10 electoral votes, another must-win for the Biden campaign. He has won the state of Minnesota. It will be won by Joe Biden by nearly 5 percentage points. 52% for Biden, and Donald Trump is just at 47%. Another update on the Rust Belt state of Wisconsin. 48% in. Too early to call. Donald Trump holds a double-digit lead, but a lot of counties have not been called yet. We cannot make a projection just yet. And another update from the Rust Belt, Michigan, too close to call. 70% in. Donald Trump holds a lead of just 2%, but we cannot make a projection just yet. Another update on the map to 270. Joe Biden is catching up to Donald Trump's lead. 173 electoral votes for Donald Trump, and Joe Biden is at 147. We now have our 10 o'clock p.m. poll closings Eastern time from these states. Utah, 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump is a projected winner in this state. Another update on the Georgia, too close to call. 73% in. Donald Trump takes the lead for the first time tonight in the state of Georgia by just 1%. We cannot make a projection just yet. And now, Arizona, another update from this state. Too close to call. 75% in. And Joe Biden is in the lead by 2%. This state is narrowing up. And now Montana's 4 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. Another update on the Rust Belt state of Wisconsin. This is a must-win for Donald Trump. He must win it in order to win the election. That's part of his path. 76% of the estimated vote is in, and Joe Biden is currently leading Wisconsin by just 2%. And now another update on the Sunbelt state of Texas. Another must-win for Donald Trump. He's won it twice. Let's see if he can do it for the 3rd straight election in a row. Too close to call. 80% in, and Joe Biden is barely in the lead at the moment. Another update on Nevada. Actually, the first update on Nevada. Too close to call. 76% in, and Joe Biden only holds a lead of just 1 percentage point. We cannot make a projection of Nevada just yet. And now Iowa's 6 electoral votes, no surprise here, will be going to Donald Trump. Another update on the map to 270. 191 electoral votes for Donald Trump, and Joe Biden remains trailing at just 142 electoral votes. We now have our 11 p.m. poll closings Eastern time from the West Coast. But before we move on to those poll closings, another update on Wisconsin. Too close to call. 82% in. It is now a dead tie at 48%. This race is extremely close. We cannot call Wisconsin just yet. We now can call California. A huge amount of electorate. 55 electoral votes will be going to Joe Biden, which should give him the lead. And now another update on the Rust Belt state of Michigan. This is also another must-win for the Biden campaign. He is currently in the lead by just 1%. 88% in. It is too close to call. We cannot call it just yet. Hawaii's 4 electoral votes, no shocker, will be going to Joe Biden. Another update on Georgia, must win for Trump. He is currently in the lead at the moment, too close to call. 87% of the estimated vote is in. We now can call Oregon. 8 electoral votes will be added to the Biden column. Another update on Nevada, too close to call. 87% in. It is now a tie at 49 to 49%. We cannot call it yet. And now out of Washington State, 12 electoral votes will be going to incumbent President Joe Biden. Another update on Arizona. This is a must-win for Trump. too close to call, 90% in. It is now a tie at 49% to 49%. Now another update on the Sunbelt state of Texas. Too close to call, 86% in, and Donald Trump takes the lead in Texas. He is up by 3% at the moment. We expect to call the race for Texas for Donald Trump in just a few moments. And now out of Iowa's 4 electoral votes will be going to Donald Trump. Another update on the map to 270. Joe Biden takes the lead because of California's high electorate. 225 electoral votes. Joe Biden takes the lead for the first time tonight. Donald Trump is trailing for the first time tonight with 193 electoral votes. We have our 1 a.m. poll closings from just one state. Alaska's 3 electoral votes. No surprise here, will be going to Donald Trump. We now can call the Sunbelt state of Texas with its 40 electoral votes. Should give Donald Trump back the lead. Donald Trump must win for him. He has won the state of Texas for his 3 straight elections consecutive in a row. He will win Texas by 6 percentage points. 92% of the estimated votes in. We now can call the race of Texas for Trump. He will win at 53% to Joe Biden's 47%. And now out of Michigan, this is a major projection out of the Rust Belt. A must-win for the Biden campaign, and he has won the state of Michigan with its 15 electoral votes. Now, this does not mean Joe Biden is the winner. Donald Trump can very well still win the election. Things are not over just yet. We have a ton of swing states left to be called, but this is a big win for the Biden campaign. He will win Michigan by 3 percentage points, 51% to Donald Trump's 48%. Another Rust Belt state that we now can call Wisconsin. Donald Trump will flip the state of Wisconsin. This is his first flip tonight with its 10 electoral votes. This is huge for the Trump campaign, and this is bad news for the Biden campaign. Things are getting really close here. 98% in. Donald Trump will win Wisconsin by 0.4 percentage points. That's under 1%. 50.2% for Trump, 49.8% for Joe Biden. And now another update on the race to 270. Things are getting extremely close. Donald Trump is nearing 270 at 244 electoral votes, and Joe Biden is catching up to Donald Trump at 226 electoral votes. A huge win for the Trump campaign. This is a must win, and Donald Trump has won it. This is amazing news for the Trump campaign. This is a second flip for Donald Trump. Georgia's 16 electoral votes. We now can call Georgia for Donald Trump. He's going to win the state by 3.6 percentage points, 51.8 for Donald Trump to Joe Biden's 48.2%. Major win for the Donald Trump campaign. And now out of Arizona, another major projection for Donald Trump. This should give him the presidency with its 11 electoral votes. We now can call Arizona the third flip for Donald Trump today. 1.2 percentage points will be going to Donald Trump, the state of Arizona, 97% in. 50.6% for Donald Trump to Joe Biden's 49.4%. This is terrible news for the Biden campaign as Donald Trump flipped 3 states. We now can call Nevada. Joe Biden will retain the state of Nevada just like how he did in 2020 with its 6 electoral votes. Joe Biden will win Nevada by 0.4%, extremely close, but Joe Biden barely is the winner in the state of Nevada. We have a major projection out of the Rust Belt state of Pennsylvania. This is great news for the Biden campaign. He's going to take Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes. Joe Biden will barely be the winner of the state of Pennsylvania by 0.6 percentage points. 50.2 for Biden to Donald Trump's 49.6% in the state of Pennsylvania. We now can call it for Joe Biden. But Donald Trump surpasses 270. He is president-elect. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States to his second term, which will be his final term. And this is the finalized map, the final 2024 presidential election map. Donald Trump wins at 272 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 266 electoral votes. Overall, this is an extremely close election. And feel free to pause the video as this is the margins per every state. And now, of the winner of the popular vote, Joe Biden will barely win the popular vote at just 71 million votes to Donald Trump's 70 million votes. And now the Senate, this is the finalized Senate map. Republicans take back control of the Senate at 52 seats to the Democrats' 48 seats. And Mitch McConnell will be the majority leader as the Democrats actually take back control of the House. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more election nights in the future. And don't forget to subscribe as we are approaching 800 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. And we do have channel memberships. The link will be in the description or pinned in the comment section, or you can just click the join button on my channel page.